Okay, Coaches in Cafes Espresso Sessions, Malcolm Larri with Krister Svensson. And today I want to talk about standards.
Yeah.
And does having high standards help you or hurt you?
Yeah.
And I want to ask this question because, you and I both studied the science of achievement and how people can achieve their goals and be motivated, positive psychology.
Yeah.
And one of the most common themes is raise your standards.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just have a quick discussion about that because I've seen that standards can really help us and harm us. And I wanted to see what you think about this area of raising your standards and having high standards.
Yeah, as I said before, we talked so much about this, that if you want to achieve something, it's about just knowing who you are when you achieve it, basically. So you have to move your standards forward to becoming that person. But I agree on one thing, that if the standards you have are someone else's standards, it could harm you. It has to be from yourself.
Yeah.
It has to come from you.
Yeah.
That's what I think, basically.
Yeah, what I've seen is that, raising your standards is a really fantastic way to experience another level of living, a different way of living, not necessarily better or worse, but actually experiencing something else. But what I've seen is a lot of people in the who go to seminars and weekend seminars and working on their goals, and I'm going to go for it, man. I'm going to build my dreams, live my dreams. They raise their standards, but they raise them to a level where it starts to be very rigid. They start to be very boxed in by their own standards. And then what I've seen happen a lot is they start imposing their standards on other people in their life. Yeah. They come to their families and their friends and they start putting their standards on them, and it creates a lot of conflict.
So you mean that they're telling them that
you're not good enough.
Malcolm, you shouldn't sit like that. You should sit like
you're not
this,
doing it right. You're not doing this is not acceptable for me. And that is where having really high standards can really start to be damaging, because just because you're ready to take a step in your life there and it feels good to you and it matches your values, doesn't mean it applies to anybody else.
No, but don't you think that here, what is here is that the problem is that when you, like you said, if I'm putting my standards on you, so the problem here is that you shouldn't put anything on anybody else.
Yeah,
no?
You should lead by example. Live the life you want to have.
So it comes to basically, my area, my universe, and your universe, right, and God's universe, right. So, is this mine? Yes, this is mine. I can have my glass like that.
Yeah.
Is this mine? No, it's Malcolm's. Yeah. So, and this is something that I think that people should think. I really think they should think more about that, Malcolm.
Like that people are in their own world with their own...
Yeah, I mean, take care of your own business.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
take your responsibility where you actually have the responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm not responsible over you.
Yeah. And then if you do need somebody in your life to make a change, so for example, with my wife, we have a lot of agreements about how we do things. She might have a higher standard for something than me, and we make a compromise on that because I want to make her happy. But it's not a demand, it's not a command, it's just a request. Can we do it this way? It would make me happy.
And there you have something as well, because you are in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
And relationships are like like a partnership. We have something together, right?
Yeah.
And you bring yours and I bring mine, but I have to adjust. And we're sitting here, I adjust to you, you adjust to me, but I don't put my standards on you. That's
Absolutely.
different things.
And the thing that I see that is really problematic is, people go to a weekend seminar or they read a self-help book or whatever, and they decide to raise their standard, and then when they put that standard on somebody else, say, you should do it better, this is not acceptable, it needs to be at this level, that person is, how are they going to feel? They're going to feel judged.
Yeah.
They're going to feel, offended.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
No.
So you have to live those examples. You have to live by example. Have high standards and be,
So
be
what
yourself.
does that come down to, Mal?
Well, high standards are a great compass to have. I keep the highest standards possible for my life, and sometimes I meet them and sometimes I don't. but I don't expect other people to do that.
No.
It's how they do it is their business.
But there is a fact as well. If you have high standards, and I'm working with you, I will push my standards towards your standards. But if you tell me to,
that's not my experience at all. My experience is the level of a team goes down to the standards of the lowest person. However, my job is not to be affected by that. It's to stand in my own values, my own standards, and live to the level that I feel is appropriate. That's it. That's it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Another episode.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you at the next one.
Thank you.